You still need to go to Wild Fork.
Wild Fork?
Yeah, I gave you that gift card for Christmas. You get that.
Hello, Albert. Hello, Nicole Applecakes. Hector Wasabi. You're on time today, my man. Hello, Alana.
Are we doing the hotspot again? Is that what's working?
Yep. Hello, Angelique Boone. Hello, Andrew. Christy Bazemore. Hello. Hello, Hand. Hello, Hand. Hello, Julie's Overalls. One of our moderators, longtime moderator.
Sure. This week of.
Hello, Yen Porter. You know what, Jen? We're doing hotspot. We're going through my phone. Hello, Elizabeth Betts.
Yeah, everything's DAI. We have 3.
Hello, SDL. Hello, EDL. All right. Got the D Leons in here. That's what I'm talking about. I'm assuming you all are related. I mean, that's not a super common name. It would be quite a coincidence that 2 D Leons would come in one after another.
De Leon.
Yes. Hello, Hackman. Very good. That's I just have this intuition, you know. I just thought that might be the case. It was indeed. Okay. All right. Small group, but it's not going to take away from the quality of this podcast, or maybe it will. We don't know.
We never know.
One of us cares.
Who?
Me.
Cares about what?
The podcast. Hello, Dr. Craig. When is the fan meetup and you're moving to Dallas? All right. Fan meetup, any update?
Well, that one, the trip's not. That's not an update. But if you want to do a get together in Dallas, that's something different.
Hey, Kellie, this is El Presidente. Hey, you got an update on that trip? Hey, I got an update for you on that trip. You know that trip you thought was happening? Well, it ain't happening. It's El Presidente.
Unless we do something else. Hey, test 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, we got some stuff. Got a few things. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Welcome to A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. It's a podcast I, Kellie Rasberry Evans, do with my husband and podcast co-host coming up on 8 years, Alan Evans.
A-Train in the house.
Yeah, that's right. Some of y'all have been with us since day one. That's hard to believe. Some of you found us later and you've gone back and started listening from day one. So our friend Susan's doing. She's like, she's learned so much about us, honey, just listening back to old podcasts.
Seems to be a more common occurrence lately.
Yeah.
People stumbling upon this buffoonery and then going back. Then going back. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things, even with our friends, that just things don't naturally come up in conversation. So go back and listen to some old podcasts if you want to hear some nitty gritty.
Well,
good.
Well, we have a little. I mean, a lot of our content's evergreen. I mean, some of it's timely, but you can go back and listen and still enjoy, I think.
I hope so.
Some of it we're talking about.
Some of it's probably pretty cringy.
Yeah, and some of it we're talking about current events or what have you. But I think we do have some evergreen content. And speaking of evergreen content, babe, I'm going to share some with our listeners tonight. Your husband's victim of a credit scam.
Oh.
So I'm going to go into the details about the credit scam, how maybe you can prevent your own credit scam, what you should do if you're a victim of a credit scam.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, may do a little bit of that.
I'll do Emma Kellie's prom was this past weekend. Talk a little bit about that as well.
That's right.
Just got back from the reason I'm running a little bit late. You know, for those that watch on YouTube as we record the podcast live on Wednesday night, started a little bit late because there was an award ceremony at Emma Kellie's high school for the graduating seniors, and she was nominated for an award. I can just go ahead and tell that right now.
Just go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So she goes to a school and the colors are primarily blue and black. That's and white, I guess. And they have an award called Blue Nation. And Emma Kellie was nominated for Blue Nation.
Blue Nation.
And I was like, wow, that's so great. I said, what does that mean? She said, I don't know. I have no idea. And so we got the email about a week ago saying the award ceremony was tonight to show up at the auditorium. But we're like, but what's it for? And she didn't know. So then she went and did a little digging. She found out she was nominated for this award by a teacher. Okay. But for what? Don't know, but a teacher nominated. So I thought it would be made clear tonight. So we get there, and it's the huge auditorium at the school.
Well, we say huge.
And the parents are told to sit on the right and all the kids in the middle. And there was a sea of seats with little name cards all over them. I'm like, oh, we're going to be here all night. But it was really 1 hour. They had this thing tight. And they acknowledged the top 10 academic scoring students. So they were all recognized, the valedictorian, salutatorian, and then the 8 behind them. They gave out scholarships for all sorts of different things. And, like community service hours. Man, some of those kids worked thousands of hours and they got scholarships for that.
Wow.
And then they started, it was almost like a graduation ceremony where they came up, the kids would hand the speaker their name card and it would say what they were receiving. So McKellie got the Blue Nation Award.
Blue Nation.
Yeah, that's great. Took a picture and everything. And at the end, I'm like, did you ever find out what the Blue Nation Award was for? She said, no. So I said, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. So I went and found the lady who was speaking, and she said, well, she goes, I tried to explain it at the beginning of the night, and I was sitting front row. And McKellie's friend McCain and I went, we were sitting front row. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I somehow missed it. She goes, well, it was very cruelly worded. She said, and I didn't write it. It's like, oh, I said, I just missed it. So anyway, each teacher at her high school nominates a student for the Blue Nation Award.
Blue Nation.
It is an anonymous nomination, and I can see why, because some students would probably get their feelings hurt if they found out their favorite teacher did not nominate them. So basically, it's just like who that student believes embodies the spirit of her high school. They do well academically. They participate in class. They have good school spirit. They are leaders. And I'm like, Emma Kelly?
Wow.
Well, Emma Kelly doesn't share anything with me.
It sounds like I was telling Kelly, this sounds like a citizenship award for being a good student citizen.
Yeah. So there you go.
And that's awesome.
That's what it was.
That's awesome.
And it's anonymous. She'll never know which teacher nominated unless the teacher comes to her and says, hey, that was me.
Well, good for the EK.
There's that.
That's big news.
It does not come within a scholarship amount, but she got an award and she was recognized. And I think she was secretly proud to be acknowledged.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of fun. And it was sweet. I got real teary-eyed. They had the a cappella choir do the national anthem.
Oh, wow.
And they had a couple of members in the ROTC, I guess, do the color guard, the presentation of the Texas state flag and the United States flag. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I got choked up. You can't help it. You're so proud of these kids for doing so well. And
that's awesome, babe.
Yeah. And so we're in the final stretch. She's only like 3 weeks left of classes, about 4 weeks to graduation. And that's going to be it.
Sayonara High School.
But she did get the dorm she wanted. We got dorm assignments today, and she got in the building she wanted. So that was really exciting.
That's good.
Yeah.
What made it the building to be in?
That's just the one that she and her roommate wanted. Her roommate wants to work and hopes to work with the men's basketball program because she played basketball in high school, but she's not going to make the girls team, but she wants to still work with basketball. So I don't know as what, like an assistant, a statistician, something like that. But the dorm they want to be in is closest to the gymnasium, and it's at the bottom of the hill. And Emma Kelly said, that's going to help me keep in shape. So I'm getting the freshman 15 going up and down the hill at Arkansas. So anyway, they got the dorm they wanted. So that was a big blessing.
Reason I was asking was I remember when I went to Tech, I'm so old. This was so long ago. You wanted to be in an air conditioned dorm because if you can believe it, there were dorms that did not have air conditioning.
I can believe it, but now I'm sure they all have it now.
Yeah. So
but her friend McCain is still waiting for a dorm assignment.
Oh, really?
Well, she was late applying. And so she's making round 3 of dorm selections, and she's really, really nervous about not getting a dorm that has its own private bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
And, because Emma Kelly didn't want to share a community bathroom. I did when I went to college. But the thing about it is community bathrooms get cleaned twice a day by the maintenance staff.
How many people use said community bathroom?
I don't know in this particular dorm, but I know it gets cleaned twice a day. Emma Kelly and her roommate are going to be in charge of cleaning their own bathroom.
We had 25 rooms on my floor, and there were 2 dudes in every room, and we had 1 bathroom. How do you think that looked?
I don't want to imagine.
Yeah, it was pretty
I
bad.
do not want to
It was
imagine
pretty
that.
bad. The showers had like curtains on them too, like this little thin white curtain.
Yeah, I told her
It's
she's
like,
got to
yeah.
get, if she gets the community bathroom, I said,
Why are you using
because I'm using that as a
you
coaster.
dumped a gallon of nail polish remover on this table. What does it matter? It doesn't matter.
Okay, if you don't care, then
Nah, put a ring on it. I don't care.
So you're still holding that over me? I thought that didn't bother you. I was always so shocked, pleasantly surprised when I spilled. It was essential oils.
Yeah, tell everybody the story.
Well, we were working from home during COVID, and Alan got this beautiful desk for his office.
Beautiful cherry wood.
Barely had it.
Brand new cherry wood desk from Weir's Furniture.
Yeah, and
Weir's Furniture, you can afford your dreams.
And we were.
I think that's Freed's Furniture.
That's Freed's.
Yeah. Sorry, Weir's.
Weir's, I don't know if it has a jingle. Anyway, we were home during COVID, and I had developed COVID, and I had lost my ability to smell. But I was trying to use some essential oils to try to, help with my healing. Anyway, I spilled the essential oil on top of Alan's desk, and it just ate the finish off. It
almost ate like through the wood.
And I just thought he was going to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really strange because the things that I think you're going to go through the roof about, just cool breeze. But the slightest little, and of course you're going to ask me for an example, but I can't. But like the slightest little infraction, suddenly it was like
example, please.
To see that. I knew you were going to ask me for that.
See, here's the deal.
It's like the things that I'm surprised you get mad about. And then there's things I'm surprised you don't get mad about.
Well, a couple of comments here. Number one, perhaps I'm like Dustin Hoffman in Rain Man. Remember when he had to watch The People's Court or he was going to throw a big fit?
Alan, what year was Rain Man?
1984.
That's the last time I saw it.
Okay.
You have to really remind me. But yeah, so that was a comforting thing for him. People's Court.
Right. So maybe it's that. Maybe I have a philosophy. When something really bad happens that you do, which doesn't happen very often, let's face it, it doesn't. You ran over a toolbox one time. You crushed my toolbox.
It did not. Don't lie.
He
had a toolbox where I park, and I couldn't see it.
You spilled essential oils on my cherrywood desk. You're waving your hand around one time. Remember, and you hit my truck's window and cracked the window. Or the new tent.
That's because you scared me.
Waving
we were
your hand
getting gas.
around.
We were getting gas, and he scared me. And I had that reaction where I was like, I hit the window because it scared me. I thought it was like a boogeyman, and it cracked. It chipped the window.
Okay. Did those episodes happen?
Yeah, they did.
Please answer the question.
They did, but
yes, they did.
Two of those were your fault.
Yes, they did happen.
2 out of 3 were your fault.
So when something really bad happens, the first thing I do, I just kind of like turn my head to the side and I say, did she mean to do that? Or was it an accident? I deem this to be an accident. Therefore, getting real pissed off about it, I don't think it's going to help the situation.
But what do you think I do on purpose to make you mad?
Well, not much. That's how you.
So you think I do some things on purpose?
No. That's how you stay calm in a situation when something bad happens. You first ask the question: Did this person do this to me on purpose?
So
and usually the answer is no.
It wasn't intentional. But moving forward. So when you do get mad, that's because you think I did it on purpose.
When I do get mad, it's usually just annoying.
Yeah, you are. You are annoying when you get mad.
No. I use this technique a lot in traffic. I'm like, okay, did the person that just almost killed me, I'm on my motorcycle, did the person that basically cut me off and almost killed me, are they trying to kill me? No, they're not.
Is that from the 4 Agreements?
They're not. No.
Where you don't take things personally.
I didn't know that's from the 4
That's one of the 4
Well,
agreements.
I think to myself, are they trying to kill me? No. Well, then it was probably just an accident. Like they didn't see
oopsie.
An oopsie. They didn't see me. I'm glad I'm alive, but getting mad at them in my helmet's not going to do anything.
Okay.
So that's a little game I try to play with myself sometimes. Like I try to play with myself sometimes.
I know.
I try to play with myself sometimes.
That was an oopsie as well.
I
know a lot of people, and also in Kellie, like I said real quickly, there's not much to tell because again, my daughter doesn't tell me anything. She had prom this past weekend, and I wanted to make it special for her, so I threw a little prom pajama brunch, And it went well. My mother helped me out immensely. She made a breakfast casserole and pigs in a blanket. I did a yogurt bar.
Yogurt.
And I did, she also wanted donut holes. You went and got those for me.
Mm-hmm.
I did a little sparkling cider and orange juice. Nobody hardly touched that. But it was good. It was very pleasant. And then we all went out and took pictures at this beautiful place. It looks kind of like an Italian villa. And
like where Anakin and Padme were standing there in
is that like an Italian villa?
In Revenge of the Sith.
And as soon as I walk in, Kellie, starts posing in front. She goes, "Don't take my picture." I was like, "Why am I here then?" She said, "Well, your phone doesn't take good pictures." I'm like, "Whatever." So I took pictures anyway, because that's what mothers do. And she looked beautiful. She looked like Jasmine, I would say.
Like a Disney princess.
Just like a Disney princess, Jasmine. Then she and her girlfriends, it was all a group of girls, they went out to eat at Bob's Steakhouse, which I thought was a random choice, but one of her best friends, that's her favorite restaurant. So went to Bob's Steakhouse.
It's a good place.
They went to prom because it was senior prom, and they stayed for about an hour. They were one of the first groups there. So they were like, well, nobody was there. And then when they left, everybody started showing up. And then they went to somebody's home for an after party. The theme was rave. So they all wore like sparkly, shimmery kind of ravey things. And that's really all I know. Y'all know as much as I do about my daughter's prom.
Okay. Well, that's a good review. I mean,
it was not a review. That was the facts.
Got some good tidbits of information there.
That was the facts.
Little tidbit news. We also rolled the EK and her friend over to the Arbor Hills Park. What do you call it? Nature Preserve.
Nature Preserve, yeah.
And took a few photos. That was fun. I was hoping for some better light.
Yeah.
Photographer Alonzo was there, and he was trying to get some good light. I still think we got some decent pictures.
Yeah, got some.
The girls seemed pretty happy.
Yeah, yeah. She wanted to get some college. They're both going to Arkansas. They wanted to get some best friends college pictures.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we're just planning her graduation parties coming up. I've asked Mary to come, our favorite bartender, Mary, to help.
Okay.
Run things.
This is a drinking party.
No, I wasn't. I don't think I'm serving alcohol.
Oh, she's just going to be to facilitate.
To help, because it's a 3-hour drop-in, and we've got food. So the food's going to have to keep being replenished and, keeping people with drinks. We're going to be serving soft drinks. And I mean, if anybody really wants something, we have a bar, and Mary's great. So she's going to help with that.
Oh, yeah.
So I can actually enjoy the party.
Okay.
I highly recommend, like our neighbor, Stacy, she does a Christmas party every year. She has a husband and wife that always help just facilitate, because when you have a lot of people as the hostess, you're running around sweating and you can't even enjoy the moment because you're so busy hostessing.
So you're having a party so big that you have to hire staff.
Yeah, a staff of one, Alan, to help. Just like we do for our Memorial Day party, which has a lot fewer people.
Speaking of dimes, if you had tuned into the CW Channel 33 in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex on Tuesday morning, at 8 a.m., you would have seen me and Kellie Rasberry Evans' big mugs on TV.
Not at 8 a.m.
No, it wasn't at 8. The show started at 8 a.m.
We told everybody to watch at 8 a.m.
They saved our segment, and I want to say they saved the best for last, but we were usurped.
Next to last.
We were usurped by Kid Rock.
Understandably.
Kid Rock was right after us. So anyway, they had our little segment on there with Jenny Anchondo. I thought it was cute. To me, it was good. What did you think?
I haven't seen it yet. I was
Have you not seen it yet?
I was on the radio when it played, and it was just yesterday.
You've been in there playing Candy Crush.
I don't play Candy Crush.
Best Fiends.
I don't play Best Fiends.
Get it,
anymore.
babe.
I've deleted all those games. The only games I play are the word games with my mother and my brother. And when I get where I'm like, I don't want to play these anymore, my mother gets her feelings hurt because that's like our way of checking in with each other every day.
How did we lose Best Fiends as a sponsor?
I don't think anybody's doing Best Fiends fonts anymore.
No.
I don't think anybody is.
So anyway,
I don't think Ryan Seacrest is doing them anymore.
I thought it was really nice. They edited out. They only have so much time, so they edited out some other stuff.
Our stuff?
Yeah.
What'd they edit out?
I think how we met, online dating. They
I
showed.
don't remember talking about that. I don't remember.
We did a little bit. About. They showed you on the. We talked about the Can-Am. They showed you on the Can-Am, like pictures of you on it, like getting on it and putting your helmet on and all that. That was cool. and then talked about the podcast, of course. That was nice. So thank you.
Can we get a clip of that?
Yeah, I
And
posted
it on social media.
Well, I did, and then I tagged you, and you probably just either ignored it or didn't see it.
I didn't ignore it, honey.
Okay.
I always repost when I
Okay.
see it. I've been very busy this
Mhm,
week. This has been an exceptionally busy week.
Well, anyway, it's on the CW33.com.
Okay, I'll go look that up.
And if you just look for Kellie Rasberry Evans and Alan Evans, or it might just say Kellie Rasberry Evans and hubby. It might say something like that.
Something like that.
So yeah, so that was fun. That puts to bed that big secret we said, wow, we can't tell you what we're doing, and then, oh well, you got to watch now, and now it's over.
The big secret.
Yeah, we were teasing it. That's what
We
you do.
were?
That's what you do. You tease things so that people will watch it.
I don't remember. Okay. I don't remember teasing it or keeping it a secret.
You know, there's probably a longer, a much shorter list of what you do.
I can't remember.
Remember?
Yeah, I can't remember anything.
Okay.
Got a lot going on, babe. I just found out today I have to write 6 more commercials. So that's all I've been doing all week. I write commercials for my full-time job on the Kid Craddock Morning Show.
Nationally syndicated.
I have a lot of commercials that I am doing lately. There's a lot. If you listen to the Kiss FM in Dallas, Texas, you hear a lot of Kellie Rasberry.
Oh,
I'm sick of hearing it.
that's good.
It's good.
We like that. We like that.
I get what they call a talent.
Yes.
But I have to write all those commercials.
We like Kellie Rasberry Evans talking as much as she can talk, and she can talk a lot.
I've been writing.
Let me tell you, she can talk a lot.
I've been writing a lot. So I just gonna have to write 6 more, and I have to do them before tomorrow. I might just do them in the morning. I don't know.
Okay, well,
Nobody wants to hear me talk about.
No,
that.
they don't. They don't.
They really don't.
So we're going to keep this podcast moving along. We're talking about credit scams. So here's the deal, guys. We have and I think we've talked about this before. There's a credit card we use. It's called Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Is that the one that got scammed?
Well, I'm telling the story. But you know that you've seen Samuel L. Jackson. You've seen Jennifer Garner.
What's in your wallet?
Yeah, what's in your wallet? And there's a lot of different types of Capital One cards. We're not sponsored by them. I'm just telling you. We enjoy it because we earn travel points and we accumulate them, use them to pay for hotels or flights or whatever. It's a good card. It's a fine card. Got a good app, blah, 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 blah. I used it for years and years and years. Another benefit they have is every couple of weeks they send you an email and it tells you if your credit score went up or down. I like that. I like just kind of knowing like what's going on.
What I don't like is Alan signed up for notifications. So anytime anything gets charged, he gets an email. What was this? What was this, Kellie?
How many times have I done that in my life?
But
maybe
a couple.
3.
More than 3.
When it's like $1,000,
It's
I'm like,
annoying.
well, what is that?
It's annoying.
Okay.
I don't get notifications.
Well, set them up.
Maybe I should. And I could be like, Alan, what is this? What is this?
Well, I'm transparent on that. If you want to do that, that's fine with me. I just don't want people.
I don't like it.
I don't want people ripping me off.
I don't like it.
Okay. Anyway, we get an email and it's got your credit score. It tells you like what has been reported on the credit score. So dime every month, it's about 800 for me. You know, I'm just saying it's about 800.
Does that mean it's for me too?
No, it's just me.
What do me? What am I?
Mine's higher than
What
yours.
am me?
Mine's higher than yours. Anyway,
Why?
I don't know.
What have I done?
I don't know. You tell me. I don't know what you've done.
I've been charging a lot of stuff. Maybe. I don't know.
So there's a few things that go into, and I'm not an expert, but I know there's a few things that go into reporting someone's credit. Do they pay on time? How many times have they taken out a loan in the last couple of years?
Have you been paying my credit card bills on time?
Yeah. How much available credit do they have? Blah, 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 blah. That kind of boring stuff. But so I got the email this month and the score had gone down 20 points. And I'm like,
That's bad, right?
well, it's not horrible. It was still like 780 or whatever. But I'm like, what? Why?
I haven't done anything.
Yeah. So I get to digging into it, click on the email, and it
What
shows.
has my wife done now?
Well, no, I didn't think that, but I get to looking at what's been reported on the credit report. And it said applications for credit have been taken out on this credit card company, this credit card company. I'm like, I know Kellie hasn't.
No.
I certainly haven't. I haven't taken out a loan in years. So who took out the loan? So I call Capital One. I'm like, hey, just noticed my credit score went down a little bit. What's the deal? I hadn't applied for credit. What is this? And they're like, name, social security number. What's your address?
Yeah, we get it.
And then they said, well, the person that applied for this credit isn't at your address. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. That's because it wasn't me. Well, they're using your name. They're using your social security number.
How do they get your social security number?
Dark web.
And they're all over the dark web.
They're using your name, social security number, and phone number, but the wrong address. And that's why their application for credit was denied.
Well, that's good. At least it was denied.
Yeah, it was denied. But because there were hits on the report for applying for credit, that's what made my score go down.
Oh.
So I'm like, so what do I do now? They said, you got to call all 3 of the credit reporting agencies. Experian, TransUnion, and
something else.
There's one other.
I knew Experian.
So you got to call each of them, talk to them, tell them what's going on. So I called TransUnion. I'm trying to make a long story as short as I can. I called TransUnion. They said,
too late.
Too late.
That's what you always say.
She said, here's what you need to do. You need to go back to the credit card company where the fraud occurred. Call them, get a letter saying it wasn't you. Then you need to write us a letter along with that letter, send all of that information to us in the mail.
Why is the onus on you?
You
have been frauded.
The anus is on Walter A now. So send all of that information to Experian, TransUnion, and the third one nobody could ever remember. And then you can have that actually removed from the report.
You gonna do it?
Well, I guess so. It's not hurting me that bad, but I said, can we at least report this as fraud? I had to bring that up. And she's like, yeah, we can do that. I'm like, well, let's do that. So she said they put a fraud alert on all the credit reports for a year.
And that means?
That means if somebody tries to apply for credit in my name using my information, it's flagged and they just get denied immediately.
So we can't take out loans for nothing for a year.
Well, I don't know that to be true, but it makes it a lot harder for somebody to scam you.
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
The moral of this story is don't sleep on your credit report, because it's something I don't think about a whole lot. I mean, I get the email once a month and I just kind of like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But when you see something weird on it, you really should check it out, because.
But I thought every time you check, well, you get it sent to you for free. I thought that every time you checked your credit report, your score, your points went down. It used to be when you check your credit report, it would ding it.
No, you can call all 3 of the agencies and say, I want a copy of my report, and they'll send it to you
for free.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, free, but I mean, I thought it always affected your score.
What affects your score is if there's an application for credit. Like if you go to CarMax and apply for.
I find out what mine is now.
How do you
know what mine is?
For a car loan, that hits your credit report.
How do you know what mine is? It shows up on the credit card thing too?
I don't know what yours is.
Oh, so you just said I was lower than you, and you don't even know if that's
Last time I saw you were.
I want to see it.
I have squeaky clean credit. Okay.
I used to. I don't know if I do now.
No, last time I checked, yours was fine, babe. It wasn't like 200.
We got to get Kellie a credit card before she goes to college. I remember when I first got a credit card in college, and I got in. You just don't really understand. I mean, intelligently, you understand you have to pay it back, but it's like, oh, I'll get to it, and you just go a little crazy. And I remember the first month I wasn't used to making the payment, and I was late on my first payment. And I hand wrote a letter with my payment and apologized for being late with my first payment.
How many years ago was that?
I was in college. I was like 18 or 19.
So that's
I wrote a letter and I said, I'm really sorry. This is my first credit card and I'm just not used to, the monthly payment schedule. It will never happen again. And I sent the letter in with my payment. I'm sure they had a good laugh over that.
That was a long time ago.
And then I got where I was just charging, and it probably wasn't even that astronomical amount, but for me, it was overwhelming. And I went to my daddy. I said, Daddy, can you please help me? My credit card is, a little out of control. I said, if you help me this time, I will never, ever, ever ask you to help me again. Mm-hmm. And that's the truth. I stuck to it. And that's been 40 years or 30 years or something. I haven't asked him yet. Haven't asked him for any more help.
Okay. I got a couple of wise guys in the chat room.
Wise guys?
Yeah.
I thought we banned wise guys.
No. Just some of our very, very best customers are live studio audience members. One Amy Wilkerson, my friend Amy Wilkerson.
Oh yeah, the future Mrs. Evans.
That is so wheels off when you say that.
Why? The minute I'm dead,
That is
Mr. Wilkinson's out of the picture.
I thought you said I was going to die before you.
Well, just in case.
Okay. Anyway, Amy Wilkerson says the way I probably say it when you charge something is, "Oh, what's this, Kelly?"
Yeah.
That's not how I say it.
What is this? What is this? With disdain.
Another comment Amy Wilkerson has made is the picture on the wall behind me, above my head. She can't tell what it is. She wanted to know if it was something lewd that Alan put up.
No, it's actually the picture if you're watching on YouTube, you can see, and it'll be posted. It goes posted afterwards, right? So even if you're not watching live, you can go back and watch the video if you really want to. It's the picture I commissioned for your wedding present.
Yes.
Because Alan had started getting tattoos, and he loved this particular tattoo artist. So I asked the artist, I said, would you do a picture as my wedding gift to Alan? I said, I want it to represent me riding a lion, because Alan is a Leo, and not in a sexual way, but traditional tattoo arts means the woman would be topless. And I said, this is going to be framed and put on display. I want her wearing a top. So he put her in a top, and she's riding a lion, and then she's a redhead, and it's supposed to be me. And then he framed it for me, and he used the frame from when he had his first tattoo shop. That was the frame that held the license for his very first tattoo shop. And he used that to frame it, and it works perfectly.
Pretty cool.
And it says "Fearless Love," and Alan loved it so much he got it tattooed on his arm.
I sure did. So thank you, Amy Wilkerson, our oldest podcast listener. So, hey, good segue into tattoos. Can I tell everybody what that contest I entered?
Well, it's a little early, but I mean.
Well, by the time the podcast they listen, it won't
when
be.
When does voting start? Tomorrow?
No, I think it starts May the 5th.
Well, I mean, you can mention it, but you'll have to mention it again after the voting starts.
Well, that's fine. It's all an online thing anyway. Anyway, I got an email today from Inked magazine, and it was a marketing email, but it was one I clicked on. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. They're giving away $25,000 and the chance to be tattooed by Bang Bang.
Yeah, he's very famous.
So Bang Bang has tattooed a lot of celebrities. Rihanna, Katy Perry, I think. A lot of Hollywood celebrities, probably singers, Bieber. Musicians. I
would imagine Bieber's
Bang
Bang's chair.
So that's part of this promotion is you win $25,000 trip to New York City, meet Bang Bang, get tattooed by Bang Bang, and then a feature in the magazine.
Wow, that would be a huge honor for someone.
So I was like, I'm going to enter, because my artist Joe took some studio photos of me on a black background, and they look really killer. So I thought, why not? I mean, I'm not going to win, but
you might.
Is
it fan voted?
I think part of it is, but I think there's judges too.
Yeah, they ultimately have the final say.
Yeah. So anyway, can I read my submission, my comments? If you want to see this, I'll post a link to it soon on my social media.
I told him to wait until voting was open because people forget,
Yeah. Okay, so here's my profile. It says, and I got pictures of me on it, but it says Alan Evans. Mike, in all transparency here, me and ChatGPT wrote this. I wish I could write this good.
Well, why don't you GPT should be a tool to give you inspiration, and then you reword it.
I didn't say just write it. I gave it a lot of direction. So the title says, my ink marks the war between light, dark, and the unknown, the daily grind to stay sharp, alive, and true to who I am.
That doesn't sound like you at all.
Yes, it does. Okay, here.
Your ink what?
Hold on. My ink marks the war between light and dark and the unknown, the daily grind to stay sharp, alive, and true to who I am. Light, dark, and the unknown. That's my
ChatGPT doesn't know you.
Yes, it does, because I uploaded pictures of my tattoos.
Okay.
And it was like
I don't know what this is.
And it was like
it's the unknown.
And it was like, oh wow, it's a snake, an eagle, and a dragon. I'm like, how does it
dark and unknown?
How does it know that? Okay, so then there's 3 questions. So the first one, what inspired your most recent tattoo? I get asked this a lot. It's just like such a long answer that I I usually just say, it's kind of a long story.
So you just skip it?
Well, I have 500 words here. So I threw the tattoo into ChatGPT. I told ChatGPT what it meant to me. And I said, make this sound better. So what inspired your most recent tattoo? My most recent tattoo is a 3-way battle between an eagle, a snake, and a dragon, each symbolizing a different force in life. The eagle represents good, the snake represents evil, and the dragon is the unknown, the internal struggle, the parts of my life I'm still learning to understand. It's a reminder that life isn't always about a simple fight between right and wrong. Sometimes the hardest battle is the one happening inside of you. I thought that was pretty good. That's pretty spot on to what
Good job, ChatGPT.
I was the boss of ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Okay, second question. There's only 3 questions. Second question. If your ink could speak, what would it say?
Hi, I'm Alice Tattoo.
Hi, I'm the dragon on his back. I'd say, hi, I'm the snake.
I'm Kelly's wife, Robin the lion. I'm supposed to be topless, but he said no.
How come you're talking in to change your voice?
I thought that's what we're supposed to do when we're talking about things that I don't know. Anyway.
You don't even know how to use it.
I don't even know.
Okay, if your ink could speak, what would it say? I'd say you didn't survive by accident. I'm proof that he faced demons no one else could see. The doubts, the darkness, the days that almost took him out.
Yeah.
Sounds so badass. The eagle stands for the good he's fought for, the snake for what tried to pull him under, and the dragon for the storm inside. That cowboy riding through the flames, that's him. Still pushing, still burning, still alive. Go fast, don't die.
Okay, you do say go fast, don't die.
And don't look back.
Yeah, but that rest of it, I don't know what that is.
Well, it's marketing speak is what it is. You gotta make it
I
sound.
thought the snake and the thing was battling evil and the unknown, and now it's something else.
No,
It represents something else.
no, that's it.
Oh.
And then the last one. What would you do with $25,000?
Whoa.
I said I'd use the money to live wide open, take an unforgettable road trip, get tattooed by artists I admire, and keep telling my
Bang Bang. You should have thrown Bang Bang.
Yeah, I should have. And keep telling my story through ink and asphalt. But I'd also give back to my family and to charities that matter to me, like Kids and Operation Once in a Lifetime. They help kids.
Nice.
They help kids and veterans when they need it most. I believe if you've made it through the fire, you owe it to others to help keep them going too. So
That's nice.
So there's my profile. Your ink, your story. I like it. I thought it turned out pretty cool. But I'm gonna submit it and hopefully win.
I hope so too.
Probably not.
We'll have to all vote for it.
What if if you
I
got
wish you were kind of standing in the light in like not so without that black background. You have something that's better lit. You like the black background?
Every tattoo is taken on a black.
It is.
How are you gonna see it?
I thought it'd be like outside, like at the beach, like when you go to Cancun, we stay at our favorite Valentin Imperial in the sunlight with your back glistening.
Well, I don't know
oil.
that Joe had the budget to take me to a beach.
I mean, you can't upload like you in the wild.
Yeah, I did look at some pictures like that, and they're all washed out because the sun is so bright,
Yeah.
But
those are very moody.
Yeah. Anyway,
well, good luck, honey. I would really love to win that money. I would love for you to win it.
But what would you tell a dude like Bang Bang? Like, I'm just some young guy from
where are you
Texas.
gonna go?
Like, what do you do? Like, does he? I don't even know his style. Like, does he?
You look it up. I guess he could do whatever you wanted.
I'm sure he could do whatever he wanted.
He's probably not going to put a lot. He'll probably just do like some little
small
squiggle
one
or something. Probably.
Not going to spend a lot of time. Say, hey, Bang Bang, can you do a leg sleeve for me?
Just so you can say he did it.
Yeah. Can you do my head?
Maybe you could get my initial inked on your ring finger. Something symbolizing our everlasting love on your ring finger.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Yeah. Bang Bang.
I'm not a big hands tattoo guy. No shade to people who have hand tattoos, but that's just not, I don't know.
I'm just trying to give you ideas. Speaking of Operation Once in a Lifetime, we need to talk about what's coming up. Operation Once in a Lifetime does this annual Rock for the Troops event, and it's coming up Mother's Day weekend. It's the Saturday night before Mother's Day, May 10th, 6 to 9 p.m. at Armor Brewing Company in Allen, Texas. So if you are in the area, it's really a great time. Armor Brewing Company, if you watch No Demo Reno on HGTV, The Ramblin' Redhead. She has an Instagram account. That's her Instagram. That's her show called No Demo Reno. And you actually watched her and her husband create Armor Brewing Company on there. You watched that episode with me a little bit where they took this old brewery and reimagined it the way they want to. And it's a beautiful facility, beautiful restaurant, outdoor space, performance stage, and brewery. And anyway, it's going to be a lot of great music that night. It's free to get in, but they have raffle tickets. And you don't even have to be there to win. You can go online. The best way to get information about anything Operation Once in a Lifetime is doing is on their Facebook page. If you go to the operationonceinalifetime.com, it's really not as much information as you get on their Facebook page. And you can actually buy raffle tickets. There's a link there where you can buy raffle tickets, and you don't have to be present to win for the big grand prize they're giving away this year. And you won the car they gave away one year in the raffle. Why are you smirking? Are you reading chats in the chat room?
I want a car one year.
Why are you smirking while
our live studio audience is just going crazy.
Well, it's distracting me from trying to talk about this wonderful thing because I can't tell if you're smirking at me or the people.
No, I'm smirking at the people.
Anyway, so the charity raffle, there's a link there where you can buy raffle tickets. It's all jumbly goop here. Oh, $20 each, 3 for $50, 10 for $100. Don't need to be present to win. Nope. They do the live drawing on Facebook. That way it keeps it all legal for the gambling commission or whatever they do. But the big prize this year is, how do you say this? Is it Rivid QRF motorcycle? Mm-hmm. So that's the big grand prize drawing this year. A Rivid QRF motorcycle. It includes all these things.
Lots of guns
with it. But the drawing is going to be May 10th. It's the 13th annual Rock for the Troops. Must be 18 years or older participate, but 21 or older to win any kind of firearms. But it's really great. A lot of our friends go. We like to invite members of A Sandwiches and Lovin'. If you're going to be in the area, this is a great place to do our podcast family meetup at this event.
We should do that sometime.
Well, we should do it this time.
It's a little late for that.
If you're in the area, come.
Come if you can make it. But I don't know if this is an official sanctioned event.
No, it's not an official sanctioned event.
Because this is Patrick's event.
Yeah, no, but they just want more bodies there to buy more raffle tickets and raise more money.
Sure, I just don't think we should hijack Patrick's event.
We're not hijacking it. We're adding to it. Like you're pulling on my cord, honey.
Speaking of hijacking, our live studio audience has been hijacked.
Well, see, you shouldn't be reading the comments during the show.
Well, it's been hijacked by Amy Wilkerson. So Amy claims that if I won $25,000, I wouldn't put 10 cents of it to Larry's vet bill, and that's a quote.
That's probably true.
Okay. Another point she makes is wondering how come I never post Larry on social media. It's always Zoe.
Because you hate him.
Okay.
But then again, Larry knows that. He picks up on Alan's energy, and Larry never wants to cuddle with you.
It's not true. Larry comes up for pets, and when he does, he gets petted, and he gets petted very affectionately. I'm not going to beg Larry to come up and be my friend. If Larry wants to be my friend, I'm all for it.
Well, who wouldn't come running for that? Who wouldn't? That's the energy you project, and the dogs pick up on your energy. You love Zoe, so she will every once in a while leave me to go to him. But again, I am a member of the pack. I am not the alpha. Who cuddles more? Me.
So we'll bring it home for Jerome here. Yesterday, Kellie heard it first, but she heard all of these crows out front. I assume they were crows.
They were black crows.
Because they were
walking,
squawking so loud.
And I waited a few minutes. I wish I went out earlier. I finally said, I need to go find out what the heck that squawking is. But whenever I open the front door, the dogs go charging out. So I picked up Larry and put him in my arms. I said, Zoe, stay, Zoe, stay. And I went outside. And I'm like, where are all these black crows squawking? And I looked 2 doors down at the cul-de-sac, this house that just got sold and the people are renovating, but nobody was home at the time. And all these black crows are swooping. And coming around the corner is the biggest.
Who was swooping?
The black crows. They were swooping. What are you talking about?
The black crows were swooping. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
What did I, is that
nothing?
Did I say something rude?
No, I was going to try to make a joke, but I couldn't think of a black crow song. So.
Hey, pretty mama, let me ride your camel, cause mama, I'm so hard to handle.
Now it gets around.
All right. Anyway, so these black crows are swooping down and whack, whack, whack. And I was like, what is it? And then coming around the corner of the house, a gigantic bobcat.
And that some bitch was big.
It was huge.
Well, we say huge.
And he wasn't running. He was taking his time, almost like
He was big.
he was just taking his time sauntering. And these crows were swooping like they knew this was danger. It's so interesting how they know this isn't just a cat. This was a bob. Anyway, so I go back to the house and I'm like, I said, Alan, there's a gigantic bobcat. Come outside real
So
quick.
Kelly's like, close the door. Don't let Zoe get
Don't
out.
let Zoe get
And
it.
I'm like, go let Larry get it. Go let Larry get it.
Go get Larry.
Larry will get after it. Larry, go get it. Go get it.
But I was afraid if Zoe saw it, Zoe would have charged it, and that would have not been good.
That would have been the end of Zoe.
That would have been the end of Zoe. So Alan comes out, and by the time Alan comes out, the bobcat is going, just taking its time though, and these birds
Loping.
sauntering.
Yes,
It goes to our next door neighbor's house. I was like, it's going behind Stacy's house. And so Alan runs through the house. He's wearing socks and it's been pouring rain. Everything's muddy, but everything. So he runs out and we're like, here come the birds. Here comes the birds. And that bobcat's just sauntering across the alley. And Alan's running after it, trying to get a video of it. And then we think it leaped over the fence of the other neighbor's yard and we lost it. But the crows were just carrying on for blocks away and there was no way we could follow it down. But that was really cool. It was really cool to see.
Crows are reportedly very smart. Did you know that?
Well,
they can solve problems and things like that.
They were making sure that bobcat knew who was in charge.
And I was telling Kelly that had to be a male bobcat. I'm not a biologist, but I'm just looking at the thing. I'm like, that is the biggest freaking cat I've ever seen.
It's and Alan took a picture of it. We got a little tiny video before it went around the corner, and it just doesn't do it justice.
It's like it was the size of like a big dog.
It was big.
I mean, it was a big cat.
And there was like a little gas pump next to it, so it's next to the gas pump. But still, it doesn't do justice. But I was really excited I got to see that. I'm just so glad I went out to see what the noise was all about.
Very common around here, the bobcat.
Yeah.
The bobcat, the rabbit,
the coyotes,
the coyote, the possum, the dillo. Very common. That's what's digging in the front yard all the time. Stupid armadillos.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I keep seeing the holes in the front yard.
Because they're looking for earthworms. So they dig those little holes. They dig up your flowers.
The perfect little holes too.
Right. So anyway. Yeah.
Anyway, and rats. Man, we got rats in Plano. We're talking about the rats.
Lots of flora and fauna.
Anyway, that was the excitement in the cul-de-sac.
There's a little bit of excitement.
It was.
All right, babe. This is good. Little credit reports, little prom,
little operational for the lifetime,
little bobcat, little tattoo, chat GPT,
Blue Nation Award,
Blue Nation. All right, babe.
Hey, coming up this weekend, one of our very best customers, Susan's having a very big birthday.
Why don't y'all have a get together there?
Because it's her birthday party, honey.
Go shoddy.
Anyway, she's having a karaoke party, and Alan is not going to be able to go, so I'm going to have to go represent us at the karaoke party.
Well, the Dilster and I are playing a charity golf scramble Saturday, and then Sunday morning at 8 a.m. he's got a tournament, tournament. He's got a golf tournament in the land of Garland. So it's going to be an early night for us. We're going to be tired. We're going to be tired, and then we're going to bed early because we got to get up at the butt crack to get over there to the land of God.
Everyone understands.
Okay, I'll make it up.
And when you're not there, I'm a lot more fun.
I'll make it up to the Squeeze-In in the Craigster at some point. When I'm not there, you're a lot more fun.
Yeah, I don't have to worry about you judging.
What does that mean?
I can just cut loose.
Oh yeah, that's stopped you before.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, Susan.
When you fell out of an elevator, I was really stopping you there, wasn't I?
Why you got to bring that up? That was like 6 or 7 years ago.
It was like 8 years ago. True story, though. You did fall out of an elevator.
It is true.
And I fell, too. We both fell to the floor. Remember? And I fireman carried you to the room.
I remember.
And then
I don't remember.
No, you don't remember. No, you don't remember.
I remember you telling me.
You don't remember any of it.
I remember you telling me.
And I just dumped you in the bed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my hands are clean, went back down to the party.
No, you didn't.
Did I not?
No, you stayed with me.
I thought I went back to the party.
No.
Yeah, I was too bushed. All right, babe. You got anything else?
No, I'm done.
All right. Well, we'll get to letter. We have some letters, and we'll get to letters next time. Yeah, we'll get to letters next time. I got 6 or 8 letters here. Knitting circle update.
Oh, great.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yeah. Well, we say huge. It's a small world. You wouldn't believe this. Just real quick. I'll just tease it for next time.
Why don't you just go and do that one?
Well, because it's long.
Okay.
It's a long.
Okay.
But we talked about a knitting circle of ladies that I saw at Starbucks pretty far from here in Frisco. And I would sit there and I wasn't like eavesdropping, but I could overhear the ladies talking, and they would talk about a number of very interesting subjects. And it was their little knitting circle. They're knitting in Starbucks. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Turns out one of the ladies is a listener.
How about that? What
are the chances?
What are the odds?
So she's like, yeah, that's my knitting circle. So she wrote me a letter, and I wrote her a letter. And the next time I will read these letters.
Awesome.
Because she'll tell you about the knitting circle.
Well, if you want to write a letter to the podcast, you can go to podcast@kellyandalan.com and get those in. And Alan might read your letter on the next podcast. You can ask us anything. Ask Alan anything. You can ask me stuff too. At podcast@Kellie with an IE and Allen, ALLEN.com.
And you can find us on the social medias at the Alonzo 1971, at Kellie Rasberry. We're also on the Facebook. A Sandwich and Some Lovin has social media too. Very good job. Wacky Marketing Department posted a video of hit me in the feels a little bit.
How? Why?
I don't know. It's just the music and showing some old clips of us when we appeared to be very happy.
Oh, you're faking it. You can fake anything on social media.
No. These were real video clips.
Oh, okay.
No. These were real video clips. But it was a good video. Go check out A Sandwich and Some Love on social media because Wacky does a good job. All right, babe. Love you desperately.
Love you.
Love our listeners desperately.
Love y'all.
I love Bobcats desperately. I love Capital One desperately. What else do we love desperately?
Our listeners.
Love our listeners desperately, but I always say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I am sure we will podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.
Okay.
All right. Cranking them out. Cranking out content, bits.
A sandwich and some what?
A sandwich and some Bobcat. A sandwich and some swooping crows. A sandwich and some.
Thank you, Michael.
A sandwich and some credit report.
It sounds
boring. A sandwich and some. A sandwich and some swooping crows. I like that. A sandwich and some crows and bobcats. There you go. A sandwich and some crows and bobcats.
I like swooping crows better.
Whatever.
Right?
That's fine. Oh. All right, guys. Michael, you're doing a bit.
What?
Michael said Swooping Crow was his nickname in college. You're not referring to, Michael, what I shared with you in confidence about my nickname in high school, did are you? That's not what that's not what you're piggybacking on, is it? All right, guys. Got to do a little upload here. Let's see here. What else we got? Yes, it's always a bit. That's right. Good stuff. All right, guys. We will see you later.
Bye.
See you on the Medja. See you next week.